Yeah. Oops. What the sign says. The man, the myth, the legend. My friend Tommy Hall got that. Go to his web channel. He travels the world. TomHall.com. I'm advertising for him again a little bit today. That's his #1 customer, Certified Transmission. He gave me this hat when he came here last time. So I'm just doing a little advertisement for him. Old Tommy needs all the help he can get. Questions today. I'm out here on Lanai on a rainy day. Our golf game was canceled today because of all the rain. This is the rainy season, and it is what it is. So whenever it does this and rains like this, then I try to get some of these things out of the way. So today's Wednesday, so I'm going to go ahead and cut to Friday news day now. There was a lot of news and I got a lot of stuff this week, but I'm just going to do a very small amount of it. Any questions, just put it in the comments down below, send me an email, and I'll do my best to answer them. My reference this week for the news is going to be Villages News. That's one. And the other one's going to be the POA monthly newspaper that they have here. I'm not going to read a lot out of there, just a couple of things that I've reiterated over and over and over again, but I still keep getting the same questions about the same thing. So I'm going to read it straight from the POA, and then hopefully that people will take it to heart. Try all this rain. I got to tell you, the internet service down here with Spectrum is not the best in the world. And their television, as far as I'm concerned, their cable is so overpriced and so bad that I cut cable. I don't have the package deal anymore. I don't have the phone. I don't have the cable. They don't care. Their exact words to me when I called them was kind of complaining of why my bill doubled, and it literally doubled overnight. When Bright House sold out to Spectrum, my bill went to like $230 a month, and I had no premium channels. It was ridiculous. And I said, sooner or later, Americans are going to just buckle down and say, you know what, when you look at, they say, well, you get over 250 channels. Well, you do and you don't. You get a whole bunch of shopping networks that most of us don't watch. You get a whole bunch of religious stuff that most of us don't watch, on a regular basis. You get a whole bunch of music that hardly nobody ever listens to except once in a great while. The only channels that I watch, when I really get right down to it, I watch maybe, give or take, 5 or 6 channels. The History Channel, ABC, NBC, CBS, that's what I watch. I'm paying $228 a month to watch 6 channels. And my mind just said, that's crazy. I'm just not doing it anymore. So I went to the Fire Stick, cut cable. Well, now they've jacked their internet service up to where I'm supposed to get 100 megabytes of download, I think it is, or upload, whatever they call it, for $69.95 a month that I was getting for something like $29.95. And now, he said, well, that was for 50. Now you're getting 100. When you do away with the package, they say you automatically go to 100. I said, so do I have to change my router? Oh no, it automatically gets done. When you go home, he says, unplug it, plug it back in, it goes to 100. I have run, I can't tell you how many Google checks on the speed of my Wi-Fi. I don't hardly ever get past 12, 14. That's it. 12 to 14. 18 once in a great while. Once it got up to 21, once. I'm not even close to 100. But when I call and tell them what's going on, they said, well, we'll send you a signal. Where are you from? Well, I'm from Las Vegas. I said, you're going to send me a signal? Yeah. And he sends me a signal and says, oh no, you're well within specs. I said, mine says I'm only getting 21. He goes, well, that's not good. He said, but according to mine, you're in specs. So I said, what's your numbers? And then he'll tell me something like, well, I don't have a definite number. He said, but I according to his information or whatever, I am well within specs. Spectrum sucks. And until they do something about this here, I'm looking at getting my internet service elsewhere. I've already contacted 2 other companies. I'm not going to do it right away because I'm probably going to be doing a little bit of traveling here soon. And yeah, I'm looking. I'm going to get out of this. You know, we don't have to do this anymore. Yeah, I mean, there's too many services around. I don't have to deal with this, and I'm not going to. So, sinkholes. What does it say? Residents of the village of Calumet Grove have become accustomed to a lot of media attention. Sinkholes began opening up in February. Yeah, same old news. Even as recently as the past week, helicopters from Orlando television stations were hovering about 2 homes already declared same old news. This is old stuff from months ago. Smithsonian Magazine this week took a look at the situation and declares the villages is a hotbed of sinkholes. Here lately, we have getting a few sinkholes. Nothing large, 1 or 2 large ones. Most of them are little, I don't even know if you call them sinkholes, but most of them are just little things. You can read the Smithsonian report. I don't have the web address, but you can Google that, Smithsonian report. Probably type in something like Smithsonian report, the villages, sinkholes, something like that, and it comes up. Okay, let's move on. Villages of Fruitland Park fuels growth of Lake County tax rolls. That's what all this building's about. That's really all most of these towns care about, is the fact that with all the building going on down around here, next year they're going to make an extra $1 million in tax revenue, and they build these new police stations and all this stuff. I mean, that's what it's all about. Is the bottom line's $1. How much money can they all make from this? And so, I mean, that's nothing new. Every state does that. Wildwood man arrested after investigation reveals evidence of chicken fighting. Well, you know, only thing I'm going to say about that, and I don't know where chicken fighting originated. I don't know where it come from, or dog fighting for that matter. But I do know that most of those kind of things happen in third world countries, developing countries, whatever you want to call it, Guatemala, Mexico. You know, the tourist areas you go to in Mexico does not show you the true Mexico. I have taken trips across it. True Mexico is very poor. And they don't have like, you know, a swimming pool around the corner or a rec center that has bingo night. They don't have that. So they come up with their own. This goes back in many generations. This is their recreation. You know, dog fights. Some countries have scorpion fights, spider fights, a spider versus a centipede. I saw that once. Just stuff. And so when they migrate to this country for whatever reason, and whether you agree with it or don't agree with it, makes no difference. That's not what I'm talking about. But when these people migrate to this country, why do we as Americans think they're going to give up their old country ways? They're not. I mean, this is how they were raised. You can't expect somebody to come from a Catholic country and then move to United States and then say, but you can't be a Catholic anymore. I mean, it ain't going to happen. I mean, I'm using that as an example. Don't take me for, you know, what I just said. But yeah, they fought chickens down there growing up as a child, and now they move up here. Yeah, it's something that they do. It's part of their culture, you know, and they're going to do that. We have laws against it, I know, and they should know what these laws are. They should. But we don't require these people to even learn English. So if they don't learn English, the odds are they can't read English. They can't read English. They don't know the laws. They can't read the law book. Most commonly, if you're trying to explain to them what they're doing wrong, they don't understand what you're saying anyway. I don't know. Sometimes I think we ask for this. I don't even know this is a foreigner, but I'm just guessing. It probably is. Yeah, I can't pronounce his name. Jose Luis Ureta Gilliam. Right there. Arrested for probably animal cruelty and other stuff. I don't know what all the charges are for that, but What can I say? It is what it is. Let's move on to something else. Water ochre. That's what they call a resident there. A water ochre. Turns $5 lottery scratch-off ticket into a $1 million winner. Well, good for you. If you need anybody to help spend that money, I'm available. I'm around town. You can find me. Students arrested after offensive graffiti spree leaves damage at Lake Weir High School. Well, that don't really have anything to do with the villages, does it? No, NOAA warns 2018 hurricane season could produce 10 to 16 named storms. National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration forecasters are predicting a 70% likelihood of 10 to 16 named storms. Winds of 39 miles an hour or higher, of which 5 to 9 could become hurricanes. Winds of 74 miles per hour or higher, including 1 to 4 major hurricanes, category 3, 4, or 5 with winds of 111 miles per hour or higher. Injuries to young child traced back to home of 94-year-old great-grandmother in the Villages. I'm not reading the whole stories here, I'm just kind of reading the headlines. Cheering crowd welcomes home veterans returning on Villages honor flights. They do that several times a year. I'm not sure how it works. I know they do things to get money, and I don't know if they work with an airline. I don't know how it works, but they fly war veterans, World War II veterans, Vietnam veterans, and so on and so forth, to Washington, D.C. for a little tour over there. But the main crux of what they do is they go see the war memorials dedicated to the war in which they were a part of, I guess, like the World War II War Memorial, the Vietnam War Memorial. They fly them up there, fly them back. I'm sure they pay for the hotels and whatever, and they get money to do that, and it's been going on for quite a while. Commission nixes grocery store on County Road 466 after objections from residents of Elite neighborhood. Elite neighborhood. Well, let me back it up. For some reason, it jumped to a different story. Let me do it again. There we go. A controversial zoning petition for a retail development along County Road 466 was unanimously rejected Tuesday night by Sumter County Commissioners after strong opposition by neighboring property owners. The action was a rare denial of a zoning petition by the usual pro-business board. Earlier this month, the County Zoning Board of Adjustments also recommended denial of the rezoning. The petition would have rezoned 4 acres to heavy commercial to allow development of several stores anchored by a 30,000 square foot grocery store plus parking. Not part of the Villages. The property is across the highway from Laurel Manor Recreation Center near the Hampton Inn Suites. Everybody's trying to get right on the edge of the Villages. They're all trying to cash in on the population growth here. There have been many issues that have been raised, said Commissioner Doug Gilpin before introducing a motion to deny the zoning change. We have to consider the maximum impacts of heavy commercial zoning. A decade ago, the property was zoned for housing before it was split into multiple ownerships. It goes on and on and on. I believe you get the idea. If they do build something there, it won't be accessible by golf cart. And in most cases, that's the difference really between a business really making it very good or a business getting by, fairly well, is golf cart accessibility. Like I said before, I take mine everywhere. I take mine to the barber, I take mine to the bank, I take mine to the doctor, to the hospital. I take my golf cart everywhere. This new Lowe's over here they built just across the street from the Villages, over there by golf courses and Pinellas Plaza and all that. Pinellas Plaza I can get to by golf cart, and I go there a lot. Straight across the street is where they built the new Lowe's, the Aldi's, ABC, liquor store, and some other stuff over there. They're still working on it. Never been there. I can't get my golf cart over there, so I don't go. That's just me. I don't go. PWAC's new pumps being installed to bring down lake level at Lake Sumter. Let's see what else we got. Pumps moved into village of Calumet Grove as sinkholes keeps residents on edge. 2 pumps units were put into action in the village of Calumet Grove after the main drainage pipe, which feeds stormwater into the Torrey Pines golf course pond, was disrupted by new sinkholes earlier this week. Oh, apparently the drain pipe either broke or sprung a leak, and it's filling up underneath the road, which washes more sand out, which could cause the sinkhole to get bigger. And that'll be the next thing you'll read about, is how the sinkhole's opening up. The sinkhole is growing, but they don't tell you what's going on, you know. Wildwood moving forward on new $6.9 million police station. Wildwood's really cashing in on Finney, Southern Oaks, even us down here. We're all Sumter County. I don't believe that I'm in any kind of a Wildwood city area at all. Brownwood is, because they got a city police station in Brownwood. I don't know where it starts, where it ends, but I know Finney is Wildwood city, in the Wildwood, I think, city limits. A lot of that area is going to be in Wildwood city limits, and they're cashing in big time. Villager who drove onto golf cart path after taking oxycodone gets break on DUI charge. DUI is driving under the influence. That doesn't necessarily mean drunk. And he must have got a good lawyer. Now this is an unusual news. I mean, I've been coming here for a long time, and this is the first I've ever heard this. I'm glad somebody's on it. It probably all stems from, I forget where I read this. You probably read it in the paper, seen it on the news, where somebody got sick, Legionnaire's disease. 2 people got Legionnaire's disease, and it was linked back to a hot tub somewhere. Bacterial infections they got from a hot tub, and now they're probably inspecting everything. So swimming pools are hubs of social activity in the villages. Okay, I'm back. I had a phone call. More than half of the outbreaks with the confirmed source were caused by the parasite Cryptosporidium, commonly called crypto, which can survive even in well-maintained pools and can give swimmers gastrointestinal illness and diarrhea. At least 6 of the 8 deaths can be attributed to bacterial Legionella, which causes Legionnaire's disease, a severe pneumonia, and Pontiac fever, a milder flu-like illness. 2 confirmed cases of Legionnaire's disease were linked to a hot tub at Water Oaks. That's what I was talking about. I'm not going to read all this because it goes in depth with a lot of stuff, but I'll read the pools that were inspected. I thought there was a list on here in the villages, and they were all found to be out of compliance. I think this is it. St. James Neighborhood Pool was rated unsatisfactory. The pools at Laurel Manor and Lake Meona on May 26th were rated unsatisfactory. Seabreeze Recreational Pool was also rated unsatisfactory. The pool at Glenview Country Club was shut down for insufficient quality of the water. The pool at Hacienda Hills Country Club was shut down February 23rd after an inspector found problems with the chlorine and the pH levels. The pool at the Alden Bungalows near Brownwood was shut down April 30th after a health inspector found improper pH levels. There was some more of them. The local hotel pools also have been found deficient. The pools at Marriott Town Place Suites at Spanish Springs, May 29th, were improperly maintained. The pool was shut down March 8th at the Hampton Inn Suites on Country Road 466. Found the unsanitary supplies had not been stocked. Waterfront Inn Spa and Lake, the Water Inn Spa at Lake Sumter Landing was closed after flunking an inspection on June 14th. The swimming pool at Sumter Grand on County Road 466A was shut down 3 times in a year due to multiple violations. The Villages of Parkwood Pool was shut down December 20th. Harbor Hills Country Club Spa and Wading Pool were shut down March 21st. The American House Senior Living Center Pool in Wildwood was shut down June 1st. This is last year, June 1st, 17. The pool at the Quarters Apartments in Lady Lake was rated unsatisfactory March 28th due to problem with a handrail. That don't sound like a huge thing, but anyway, yeah, they're inspecting all the pools now, and the villages, they have a company that comes in and does all that kind of stuff, so I'm sure they're going to have a conference over it. Woman's stolen credit card used in high dollar purchase at Lady Lake Sam's Club. Villager to lose driver's license after found sleeping at postal station. See what else we got. Come on, man. I swear this internet down here just isn't, my Wi-Fi just isn't. I just get frustrated with it. I really do. The rules kind of changed as time went on. So anyway, that's that. That's this rainy day. I'm just going to sit back here and enjoy the warm weather and the rain. Drink a little white wine. Sue and the ladies in the neighborhood went to a ladies' luncheon today up at Cane Gardens. Cane Gardens for many, many years has always had the reputation of having some of the better country club food here. I didn't say that. I just said they've had that reputation. I've ate there 3 or 4 times, and I'll just be honest with you. It's okay. I'm not impressed with it, but it's okay. But apparently I'm a minority, because when you go by the place, it's always full. There's always a ton of people there, so everybody else seems to like it. It's just my opinion, that's all. But they went up there for lunch today. And as you can see when I report this, like she went to a movie last night. She went to a ladies' luncheon today. I was going to play golf today. It kind of gives you an idea that she leads her life down here doing things. I lead my life doing things, but both of us are always busy doing something. And when we have days where we're really not doing anything, that's when we work in the house, paint the walls, you know, try to clean the garage out a little bit, stuff. So we're always got things to do down here. We're not sitting around watching TV 24 hours a day and doing nothing. We go out to eat with friends once in a while. We may go to a movie once in a while. I don't, she does. I go once in a great while. There's all kinds of shows at the Sharon Theater. There's all kinds of things to do. So you guys, as Village Wannabes, we're still here, we're still waiting, we're still having a ball, the weather's still great. If you're sick of the cold, this is where you want to be. If you don't really like hot weather, then maybe you want to be a snowbird, because in the summertime it's hot. That's all I can tell you. So until then, I'll see you guys all on the other side.